Hi, my name is Jeevan Damri.
My name is Samuel Falcão Cavalcante.
I'm Herbert, and my Chinese name in Mandarin is Jianli Cheng.
My name is Priyanka Bhamra.
I go by Melody, but my legal name is actually Zheng Guangyu.
Hi, my name is Kathleen Currie Hall, and I'm a professor in the linguistics department at the University of British Columbia. I want to talk to you today about the importance of pronouncing people's names correctly. And when I say correctly, I mean the way that they want them to be pronounced. So names are a marker of our selfhood and our identity. They often reflect our culture, our heritage, our personal histories. Because they're so important to individual people, it's then really important for other people to pronounce them the way that people want them to be pronounced. Doing so is courteous, it's respectful, it's a sign that you value people and value their identity. All of these things are, generally speaking, what we want to be valuing. The flip side of that is that, unfortunately, not pronouncing people's names correctly can also have really negative consequences. That can be just, embarrassment in the moment. It can be that you are seen as disrespecting them, not valuing them as a person. And depending on the circumstances, maybe it's just embarrassing, maybe it feels dehumanizing, maybe it feels invalidating, maybe it feels exclusionary. These are all things that can happen. And those are things that research has shown over time can really lead to negative consequences for psychological well-being. Fortunately, we can focus on the positive and be inclusive and create a positive, safe, healthy environment for people by focusing on how to pronounce people's names correctly. As a linguist, I think that it's really important for people to understand that it's going to be an extremely hard or difficult task to do. And it's important to realize that, because then it's not a matter of your being particularly good at this task. What you can be good at is trying and caring. So there are two main reasons for this. One is that names are often going to be unpredictable from their spelling. And the other is that you may be unfamiliar with the language that a name comes from. So first, taking the issue of predictability. If you see a name like Andrea, then you don't know off the top of your head, even if you're familiar with this name, how this person pronounces it. Maybe it's Andrea, maybe it's Andrea, maybe it's Andrea. You don't know ahead of time. There's no way to know ahead of time how this person wants that name pronounced. Another issue is the idea of familiarity. You might not be familiar with the writing system or the spelling of the name. Maybe there are symbols in the name that you're not familiar with. So if you see the name A-L-I with an acute accent L-A, A7, you might not be familiar with all of those particular symbols. So the name is Alayla. It turns out that that name is actually pronounced with sounds that we use in English, but they don't necessarily have the same correspondence with the spelling. So this is just to reiterate that it's not a personal failing or moral failing if you don't know how to pronounce somebody's name. There are perfectly good reasons why you might not know, and you could not possibly know. There's thousands of languages in the world. You can't be familiar with all of them. So what are you able to control? You can control how much you care, how much you try. And the basic principle behind this is just to ask people. Just ask, how would you like your name to be pronounced? How do you pronounce your own name? Make sure that you're giving people an opportunity to correct the pronunciation of their name. Try not to put them on the spot in a public setting. In general, hopefully you've understood that the idea of pronouncing people's names correctly is really important. It's how we show that we value people and their particular identities. And at the same time, that you understand that it can be a really difficult task to do, and that it's not anything about you personally or a problem if you're not good at pronouncing people's names correctly. That's not something that anybody can be good at. All we can be good at doing is trying, and it's the effort that we put into doing that kind of a hard task rather than our perfection in actually doing it that shows people that we value them.